All right, it's time. We're back. How are we doing? Still, it's been 2 hours, more than 2 hours. Come on now. If you are here, please type HR. All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to continue. Any questions so far about the things we've covered? I think it's easy. It's easier than the first 7 weeks, right? Of course, there are some peculiarities. There are some nuances when it comes to citations. However, once you get to study for it yourself, you'll understand better. And the sessions are recorded. That should also help you. But like, if you need anything else, please let me know. All right. So we are now in the 10.3 reference lists. You know citations, you know ebooks, you know editions. So edition is a version of a printed text, usually used for books. Every like it depends on it doesn't depend on the year, but it depends on the like how updated the information are. So there could be new editions of the same book with some edits, and publishers are the companies responsible for printing and distributing books. And transcript is the written record of spoken text, such as interview. So this table should show you nearly everything. So we use the surname, if you can remember. And here, that's the name and that's the surname. Again, we go like Pittman. After that, we have a comma and the date. And if the author has two names, we go like this in the reference list. But of course, you don't have to know how reference list entries are written because we don't do by hand today. And especially after the technology. So the Google Scholar gives you this. If not, a SiteFast gives you this. If not, AI gives you all this. So as long as you do these right and you understand those right, you should be good to go. So the Chinese name have this surname at the start, if I'm not mistaken, in the beginning here. So that's why it put Yang in here. So different nationalities have different types of surname and the order, again, like what we have online already should help you. If I want to, like, if I need to show you again, so I go back here, search for this, and let's go to another one. Let's go to more recent. Like, we already see how they are cited, but like, you could see the surnames only in here. However, if you want to cite to this one, You don't know which one is the surname, which one is not. So you basically go back to the study here, click on site. There you should see the surnames only. You copy and paste it to your own document. So different styles are also here. MLA, Chicago, Harvard, Vancouver. You see? And Ian Lee, as you have asked, you could see the differences in here as well. For example, the volume and issue number are written like this in MLA, while they are written like this in here. And you see the volume number here is italic. Okay, going back to this. So if you are writing in Turkish, but if you are citing an English source or a French source, you need to you need to give the Turkish translation in brackets like this in the reference list. And that's only valid if you are writing the text in Turkish. However, if you are writing test in English and if you are citing to English sources only, then you're good. You don't need to do anything else. However, if you are writing in English, but the sources are in Italian, for example, for our architecture or the like the fashion, then maybe you have read one or two Italian source. There again, you have to use brackets and give the English translation in brackets, the Italian actual original name in here as it is. Or if you have a communication with your professor, you could ask the referencing style of the foreign sources. Most of the times they could go like, "Oh, use the normal English version and that should be enough. Or use the original version, that should be enough. Maybe you don't need to use this brackets over here." And this is often overlooked, and I don't like it at all. So, do I 100% know how to reference books, chapters, edited books, conferences on my mind? No, I check every time. The journals are the most common one. I know the journals, but when it comes to books, there are lots of varieties, such as a book could be written by one person. A book could be written by many authors. A book could be written by many authors in different chapters, and that could be one editor, two editor, two editors, or it could be the first edition or the second or the third. So there are lots of formulations, there are lots of varieties in here. So I do not exactly know how to reference books. For that reason, if I need to reference a book, I get help from Google Scholar or ChatGPT. So let's search for a book. So this is a book, and when I cite it, it gives you the citation, right? However, if you are citing a chapter in a book, then you should search for the chapter name, not the book's name, but the chapter's name. So that's the book's name. That's the book's name. Actually, that's the series, that's the book, and these are the chapters in here. So if I want to cite to this one, that should be side chapter part here, and you can directly take this. And it's not plagiarism, of course. So I'm saying no final. This will not be included in the final because there are lots of details. And okay. I'm not really interested in the reference list as long as you know that there's a reference list and the details there are in a reference list. So, what are the details in a reference list? What do you see in the reference list? What do you see in a reference list entry? It's right here. Author's name, year of publication, title of the article, title of the journal, volume, issue, page number, and then a DOI or a link. DOI or URL. Again, you don't need to know this, how to construct this. However, you have to know that there is a name, name initials, surname, year, article name, journal name, volume, issue, and page number, and DOI. Like, as long as you know there are these components, it's okay. But how to construct them is another thing, and you don't need to do it for now. And there are lots of automated strategies for this. You don't need to do this. Mhm. So if you want to reference an online video, there's a way for that. If you want to reference a website, there is a way for that. Lecture, there's a way for that. But these are used like 1% or 2% of the whole citations. So you generally go with the journals, chapters, journals first, like maybe 80%. The remaining 10, the books, chapters in a book. The remaining 10 could be um, altogether maybe reports, websites, videos, and conference papers. These are not used. And interviews, again, depends. Like if you are a major of, let's say, journalism, then you might use interviews and videos a lot. But in your fields, you generally go with research papers or maybe reports, not even lectures, not the videos, not the websites, really. Or I remember seeing people remarking on it. On what? Social media. When there was a format created for referencing. Ah, yeah. I get it now. Yes, there, yeah. You can also give reference to a tweet. Why not? And as you might remember, I showed you a website called CiteFast. And here you could see all different types of citations you could make. So, web page, book, journal, report, social media, web image, magazine, encyclopedia, dictionary, government publication, television, radio, journals, conference, everything, podcasts. However, like a huge amount of the time you go with the journal and then a little bit of book, a little bit of chapters, and the remaining 1% could be these. And of course, dissertation and thesis. And now there are like softwares which extracts all the tweets with certain keywords or certain date and from certain users, etc. Then people conduct research on that data. So alphabetical order. So a reference list needs to be organized alphabetically by the author's name, author's surname. If the same surname is there, you use the chronological order. Same year, same author, and then you use the citations in an order like how it really appear, the order they appear in your work. And then you put A on B. You remember that. So same year, two references by the same institution. You go like A and B. So websites like Cite This, for me, Cite Them Right Online can offer guidance, etc. You know it. There's no problem following these suggested formats as long as they are accurate. Sometimes they may not be accurate, but you can always verify this with AI. Yeah. And a good one is here is this. How you format one entry for a book should be the same format you use for all books in your reference list. So you have to be coherent, but more importantly, you have to be accurate. Okay, let's get our hands a little bit dirty here. Let's go to week 11. Sec. Okay. So you could actually comment on it. So the link is in the chat box. So I want you to add the source to the sentence, and it should be parenthetical. By parenthetical, I mean, mm, mm, mm. what I mean is that it should come here in the end. Like here, the focus is on the idea. The focus is on the idea, not the source. Focus on idea. So how do you do that? You can keep the sentence as it is. Okay. Uh-huh. That's right, Rana. Yes. You have a space here and then parenthesis, name, comma, and then space and the date, parenthesis closed, and then a dot. That's correct. So the focus is on the idea here. So let's do this with, again, let's do this again, but this time the focus is on the author. But first off, I'm going to delete this for our second type. Exactly, Raina, exactly. And if we need to give another one, this is a narrative one, by the way. Another type is, let me show you this time. Okay, if I want to, I can have this date in the end, but this is not used a lot. Generally, that's the way. Written in 1991, found, expressed, highlighted, underlined, underscored. Those are the reporting verbs. And this is, okay, good one. And the next one coming up, it will be narrative, the focus on author. Mm, 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 mm. By the way, did you like the exam the essay section in the midterm exam? Because I'm thinking of doing a similar style, but not an essay, but a collection of citations where you need to maybe choose. This is parenthetical, this is narrative, and then you maybe fill in the blanks with the actual format. And if you do it like this, you get the full score. But if you do it like this, you don't get a score or get only one, two, I don't know. Filling in the blanks in the collection of citations, different formats of citations, and labeling the type, whether it's parenthetical or narrative. Okay, so any answer for this? And it goes like, okay, Harry in 2012. Exactly. Easy as that. Okay, I'm going to make it a bit harder with this one. It will be parenthetical. So the focus on idea. The names will not be correct. Come on, any ideas? Exactly. So I'll do the same one, but let's imagine that uh, you are citing the improved revision quality as it is from the actual source. What do you do here? In the exam, I could ask like this. I could mm, choose to not to present every detail like this. Yeah. Page, space, page, dot, space 34. Do not expect to see page number 34 here because that would be giving away the answer. But if you see these quotation marks, I would expect you to write the page number. Okay. So I'll show you the different variations. Here, should I or one sec. Okay, let's do this one. And the narrative modes, two authors focused on not the idea, but the author. How do we do that? Let me delete this part because that was from the previous. It will be narrative. Narrative means that the authors are in the center of this idea. And we use the authors' names or we use them in the sentence, not in the end per se. It could be narrative and the names could be at the end, but before the parentheses, not inside, but before. I'll show you. I will accept this. I cannot accept this because it's gotta be capital L, not in here. Mhm. So yes, they suggest exactly. Exactly. Okay. Same thing with again this. It will be this time we're looking for the narrative mode. I only know if we are using so this already means they, so we don't need they. So remove the they here, and if it is in the narrative mode, if it is in the sentence, we don't use ampersand, we use and. Lee and Kim. Mhm. This is phenomenal, Rhino. Thank you. Yes, we could do exactly like this. So I'm going to accept it right away and show you a variation. This is very good. Like, I would do like this. So, or the page number could be here and not here. It's an alternative. But the page number could not be at the start, and you cannot say in the page 34, Lee and Kim, 2000, like that wouldn't make sense. And I believe seeing the page number here distances you from the upcoming words. For that reason, you could have the page number at the end, just like Rana has done. Or if it is your choice, this is not done very much, but you could also go like this. These are the different ways. However, if others see your sentence starting like this, they may get a little bit itchy. For that reason, this one is the best version, I think. So let me do alternative. L should be capital. How do I delete this? No way deleting that. Okay. It's parenthetical, so it will be in the end. So the focus on idea, right? Academic writing improves with regular practice. And now we have the dot. Perfect. So if we have three or more, we use étal, because this is what APA 7 requires. But uh, let's say before 2021, I don't remember the exact date, we needed four or more to use, no, five, yeah, five or more to use a type. So up until four author surnames, it was okay. No, up until three surnames, it was okay. But we have three surnames here. It's not okay in APA anymore. So when we reach three, it's a type. Okay. The next one is this. Everybody, please try your luck. Try to do it. This is from a single study. And then we will do one more and we will finish it. The focus on the author. Abdullah say, Chanetal, that in parentheses 2018. And is it report or reports, Abdullah? What do you say in the chat box? While you are trying, I will exactly do some checks. Isel Bayar, are you here? Okay. Kaan Öztürk. Miray Göktürk. Are you here? Okay. Okay. No one else other than Rana. Please try your luck here. Try to do it and I'll help you along the way. Ömer Özkılınç. Okay, Ömer. IME, since this is narrative, we use the authors at the beginning, which you have done. However, there are more than three authors here. Chan, Lopez, Park, and Singh. At this point, we should use a tag. So no need for Lopez, Park, and Singh. And we don't use ampersand in the sentence if it is narrative. For that reason, we'll go with this one. Chinatown and report. They report that sleep is something, something, something. And let's not do narrative because using multiple sources in narrative could look very problematic. Parenthetical. Okay, this is better. While you are doing that, siz onu yaparken. Zeynep Tuzluca, are you here? Zilan Elban. Tamam Zeynep. Okay, Zilan. Muhammed Sani Bashir, are you here? Bashir, are you here? Muhammed Sani Bashir. Okay, guess not. So, while you are doing that, so today, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Oh, okay, you're here. Okay, late, but okay. Eight people have been announced and they were not here, but they still are in the session. Guys, there is no attendance keeping up here. I will not check the attendance for the final exam. That's why I told you do not come to the class if you are not going to be here. It seems that we have 55 students, and I'm trying to do in accordance with that number of students, like my lesson. So if you are not here, don't be here. But I have your names. What can I say? I want you many times. And I have this list of names just for this week. The previous week, we also have some names. For example, Merve, last year you didn't answer. Today, are you here? Merve Defalay. Okay, cool. So do not fake your attendance. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Okay, now we have in the parenthetical format the multiple sources. So we have Brown. Okay, Brown is a single author. Smith is a single author. Khan et al. They are multiple. Brown, Khan, dot, comma, space, and the date, and Smith. And it is alphabetically ordered. Yeah, perfect. So, can I do something like this? Adding the quotation marks here. Can I do it? Yes or no? All right. What about the others? Rhino says no. Mehmet says no. Okay. Who is the bravest person who could say yes? Anyone who could say yes. Personally, I am not that brave. So, no, we cannot use quotation marks here. Even if you use, think like which source will we refer to? Which page? Which page of the which source? So in multiple sources in one bracket here, we cannot use quotation marks. If it is, if something, some clause or some like the some multiple words, let's say some collection of words, if they are very much important, they wouldn't go together with other sources. If this is a very important phrase to keep with its actual wording, then it wouldn't be grouped with the others. Okay, that actually clears it all up. I accept this. I'll accept this. Accept this. I'll say no just for the upcoming students who are the ones who are watching the recording. And you have the link. Okay, Britain. Yes, Britain 1991. Okay, this is a good piece of notes for us. So, where were we? Okay, actually, we finished that up. It's been 45 minutes. Do you have any questions? Okay, let's take a break this time for 10 minutes. And yeah, Bye bye for now, and we'll finish it up early in the next one. We'll start with an activity and then do some fun things, and then we'll leave. Bye bye for now.